Good morning, Card Media. It is RJ back with another video. Let's get to it. Today's day is all about my trip to the Philly show on Saturday with Boomslang. Check it out. I have a limited edition autographed Boomslang rookie card. This is number 3 of 50. It's actually numbered. There's Boom. And here are his bio and relative statistics. So Boom was kind enough to meet up with me. He brought along a couple of buddies of his, and we toured the Philly show. So I'm going to show off today everything relative to my visit with Boomslang at the Philly show. So my random Mike Schmidt item of the day is something that Boom brought for me. It is a 1989 Donruss rack pack with Mike Schmidt as being one of the cover cards. So I know a lot of people who are player collectors like to collect these kind of things where it's a random wax pack or rack pack like this that has their PC player in a prominent position in the pack. So Boom was kind enough to bring that along for me to have. Thank you very much, sir. I greatly appreciate it. I was able to pass along to him a Derek Jeter card that he did not have, so added something to his collection, I hope. My random baseball item of the day. Picked up this cool Roy Hobbs card from the Natural, that movie from '84, Robert Redford. This one, I'm not sure if this is even licensed by the company. This is not the kind of card that they had in the thing. I mean, it's the same image that you saw in the movie. But I went onto the tradingcarddatabase.com, and they do list this card as a card that you can get. But the back was different. There was, according to the tradingcarddatabase.com, there are two versions. One, the back is different. The other was blank. I couldn't find this one, because this had a lot of great information. It's almost like they finished the story a little bit and had they actually created some some season statistics for him. They suggested that the year was 39. I don't know that the year was ever mentioned in the movie. It was certainly in the 30s, but I guess it would have been 39. If he actually had that patch on his sleeve, it had to have been 39, because that is a Centennial of Baseball patch. So if they did incorporate that patch, it would have been 39 that the movie was set in, even though the producers probably didn't even know that. So that was my random baseball item of the day. Today's trivia question. I'm going to give out some cool cards this week, because I'm going to give away some of the museum collection base cards I picked up from a box the other day. So this is a rookie card of Spencer Torkelson of the Detroit Tigers. Just the base card. Nothing fancy, nothing special other than the rookie card of Spencer Torkelson. For this World Series related question, since we're coming down to the playoffs and whatnot, what individual had the most hits in a single World Series? Now, I'm not saying in a single World Series game. I'm saying over the span of either 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 games, because that did happen a couple years. Over the span of an entire World Series, what individual had the most hits? And I will say this to you, there was only one individual who had, I believe it was 13 hits in the World Series in which it occurred. But you're to provide to me that individual, and you'll be entered into the Sunday drawing to acquire that cool rookie card there. Email me the correct answer. I'll accept answers today and tomorrow, and then we'll pick on Sunday, okay? I'll repeat the question in the description below along with a copy of my email so you know where you're sending it to. All right, onward. What are some cool things I picked up at the show? So obviously the Roy Hobbs card was something I picked up at the show. I've been wanting to get these movie cards, these movie prop cards for all the various baseball films wherever they exist. So I was happy to get that one. Obviously got my Boomslang rookie card. I'm going to have to come up with an RJ Collect sets for rookie card one of these days. Obviously, I got a nice rack pack from Boom. A couple other things I snagged. Really cool still sealed puzzle showing Mike Schmidt, Dick Allen, and Greg Luzinski. I believe this is 75 or 74. I don't know. There you go. Look down here. It's 76. Show you what I know. Trying to sneeze here, guys. Oh, excuse me. I apologize for that. There's actually two of these. It was funny. It was Series 1A and 2A. I actually saw on the bay the other day the other half of this picture. I don't know if it's half of the photo, but there's these three guys were here, and there's a separate image with some of the pictures. Gene Garber, Steve Carlton, Jim Cotton, Tug McGraw, all featured on that thing. It's the same exact photo or puzzle layout, just a different image on it. So that was kind of cool for me to get. Picked up another Metallic Images set. This here for Nolan Ryan. These are 5-card sets. They're metal, made by, if you look down here, Metallic Impressions is the company that made them. They made them in cooperation with a couple different card companies, because I have seen Upper Deck be the sponsoring card company. In this case, it was Classic. So this was from 1995, believe it or not. And it just has 5 various images of Nolan Ryan. Nice that they have him in his 4 teams. The Mets, the Angels, the Astros, and then lastly, the Rangers. So it's a nice little 5-card set. This is the 6th such set that I have that Metallic Images put out in these little box sets. They've got about, I'm going to say somewhere between 30 and 40 during the span that they were cranking these out, usually of high-profile players or groups of players. One of the ones I have is of the original 5 members of the Hall of Fame. The others are all player-specific. I got Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle. I believe I have a Willie Mays and Cal Ripken, and now Nolan Ryan. So most of them are player-specific. But I think there are other group, highlights of various things. So I will continue to try and acquire those little box sets. And then, speaking of sets, obviously, because RJ collects sets, some of the other things I picked up. 1991 Fleer Ultra complete set. Fits nice. For those of you who don't remember what Fleer Ultra looked like, it was a very bland looking card. This is back when, because of Upper Deck, when Upper Deck came out in '89, and it took the card world by storm, and suddenly the card makers realized they could charge a fortune for cards, and people would pay the money. They started coming out with secondary high-end brands with more photos. And Ultra was the Fleer response. Topps did Stadium Club, and then Finest. I don't think Score ever reacted, but Donruss did Studio. And suddenly every card company was producing multiple sets to keep up with Upper Deck. So there you have that. This here, 2005 Topps Gallery. I'm a little bummed about this one, only because it says it was the complete set. I took the guy's word at it, but in fact, it's one of those sets. Gallery is, if you know Gallery now, they make these base sets. It's a really cool, bunch of cool images. Here's a nice Jim Thome on the Phillies back then. Cool cards. I love the imagery. These are a little odd. It's almost like they had there's probably a computer app that does this. It takes a standard photo and adjusts it to resemble a picture or a painting as opposed to the photo itself, okay? So that's what you have on these cards. It's kind of like, it's almost like a blurry image of the players, and it's supposed to look like a painting. But I think all of these were just photos that were altered. Anyway, there's 150 in this box, okay? But as Gallery has begun to do, you get your first 150 cards. They're your base cards, your standard cards. But then cards 50 through 200 are those short prints. Well, what I got was cards 101 through 150. I do not have any of the SP cards, so I'm going to have to try and acquire them through trades and purchases because I don't like having just a partial set. So it's going to drive me crazy for a while. But I love the hunt, so we'll pick up that mantle and run with it. So stops at 150, but I got the Topps Gallery set of 2005 as well. Another one I got, the 1980, oops, sorry about the pivot there, 1987 Donruss factory set. It was not sealed, but it was, when I opened it up, I went through it, you can see, if you take a look at the lines, that's because the cards were each wrapped, as you see Donruss do, in bulks of 55. They had sealed them in cellophane wrap, and they were untouched. Still had 2 copies of the Clemente puzzle in it. And what was interesting is every one of those wrapped packages had a Clemente puzzle card header. Now, this is not a standalone card. It is card number 612 of the set. So, given that this was a factory set, and given that every sealed image or sealed wrap of 55 cards had this card as the header of that pack, so I've got 11 or 12 of these now, it's safe to say that this Clemente puzzle card has been printed an obscene amount of times. I mean, there's probably more of these Clemente puzzle cards than any other card that existed in the 87 set. So if you're a big Clemente fan, these cards should be like a penny a piece. I don't know what they really sell for. I'm sure they sell for $1 or so because they're Clemente, but I got all of these in this factory set because, again, each of the individual wrapped stacks of cards, which is how they come from the factory, had one of these as a header in that package. And then plus I got the puzzle pieces. They always gave you 2 complete set puzzles in the package, which was good for me because I took one of those and I actually put it together. I've begun doing that. I've begun purchasing extra puzzles so that I can actually put them together. I'm going to show you that real quick. I put it in my binder of puzzles that I have begun building all of the puzzles from Donruss that I could find. Showed this off the other day, but here is, I'm gonna pick you up for a second. Don't get sick on me here. That is the Clemente puzzle. So I put that together with the second of the 2 ones I have in the set. All right. So that's one of the good things about getting factory sets for Donruss. You get a couple extra bonuses in there. All right, and talking about bonuses and factory sets, let's talk about the last one I got. Wasn't a factory set, but it was a complete set purchase I made. You think, why did you buy an 87 Donruss set? Well, I just didn't have it yet. I only collected Topps. When I was a kid, I only collected Topps. And when I started going back and collecting all these other different sets, I just grabbed one when I could find it. Not going out to seek them, but if I found a good deal, I would get it. Excuse the nose blow up there. My allergies are going crazy. So I don't have all these little sets that everybody else thinks are worthless, and everybody has them. I don't have them yet. Just haven't bothered to go get them. This one, 1983 Donruss. Now, I took some time on this one. It was I think it was like $50 maybe, which was pretty good, I thought, for an 87 to 83 Donruss, especially because that has the Boggs, Gwynn, and Sandberg rookies in it. And I made a point to check it because I know that a lot of these people who they sell these sets, they were old sets lying around in their shelves or in their closet somewhere, and they decided to finally put it on their table as a dealer, but they ripped out all the cards. Well, they didn't. Not only that, I found some very interesting things in there. Whoever put this set together, they did a very nice thing for me as a collector because trying to find a couple of versions. What they did was they got every variation they could find too. There's, Donruss and Fleer in the early days had a lot of errors in their cards. They made mistakes with the printing. But this guy, whoever put this set together, he has all the variations, or most of the variations, not all of them, I should say. So this is Bryn Smith of the Expos. But this one is correctly spelled B-R-Y-N. This one was incorrectly spelled B-Y-R-N. And there's about, 8 or 9 variations that I came across that were contained in this set that the guy put together for me and sold for, like I said, $50. So that was kind of fantastic for me. I was thrilled when I went through this. And at the show, I went through and found the Ripken, the Gwyn, the Sandberg, the Boggs. I went to make sure they were all there. So to find those extra those extra variation cards was just a little bit of a bonus for me. So there you have it. That was my day at the Philly show with Boomslang and friends. Enjoyed it immensely. We're making plans to go again back in December. Maybe we'll see you guys there. You never know. All right. So that's all I have for today. I hope you appreciated that. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to be doing more videos Wednesday and Friday, of course. I got a whole stack of mail that I've been setting aside. I'm going to begin doing that more and more often now. Every time I get a package in the mail, I like to open it right away, but I'm going to start setting it aside so I can share it with you guys, okay? All right, don't forget the trivia question. Check the description below. Please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. Really appreciate your support. See you again on Wednesday, okay? Take care.